Oh goody, more stress. This is not, as you might think, a direct port of Mega Man 2 for the NES. Dr. Wily is at it again. This time he's stolen the experimental time skimmer and skipped into the future, leaving behind some of his strongest cyborgs. It's a new game, as in the levels are original, although a few bosses from Mega Man 2 and 3 do make appearances. This was the first Game Boy one where the dog Rush accompanies you, and also the first where you can do the slide move that's really useful. Rush is pretty useful too. He can transform into a submarine, a jet board, and a spring, all of which are necessary at some point or other, and can make certain parts easier. You still don't get a choice of all 8 levels at the start, as with most Mega Man games, there's a first 4 and a second 4. A notable improvement from the first game is that you now get a password save after every boss, meaning you don't have to slog through the second group of 4 and then the Wily levels in one go. Thank you for that, Capcom, you meanies. However, it's not quite as simple as that. After one of the first 4 levels, your weapon energy is replenished. After the second 4, this no longer happens, so you'll need to be a little more economical. So you beat the 8 robot masters, but of course that's not the end. It's only then things really kick off. A portal will open up in the ground, and you'll be hurled into a fight with the formidable and mysterious Quint. Quint isn't a robot master per se. It's not really clear what he is or what significance he has for the storyline other than being Dr. Wily's henchman. He does leave behind his weapon, the Sakugane, which is like a pneumatic drill that he pogos around on. He's really not as scary as he appears, as his attacks are pretty lame and only have a short range. After this intermission, you go to Dr. Wily's Time Fortress. The stage itself is a piece of cake, although the backgrounds are kinda cool and fit in with the storyline of time travelling. Wily himself takes 3 forms, none of which are massively tough to beat. Don't be tempted to try attacking with Quint's weapon. Sure, it does a lot of damage, but is pretty tough to use without getting hit yourself. Strangely, the best weapon to use is the regular arm cannon. Bear in mind that while not insane, it is a long battle. There are these energy tanks in places around the levels that allow you to replenish your health should you get low without having to restart a level. I hope you have a supply of them by this point. You'll probably need most of them. Graphically, there wasn't a great deal of improvement. The first game was already very good. Maybe the backgrounds are a little nicer. Sadly, the music is a letdown, especially compared to the NES Mega Man 2, which is amongst the highlights of the franchise. The famous songs aren't there, and what replaces them is very generic and kind of flat. As usual, you defeat a boss to get his weapon, which helps to take out other bosses. You just have to work out the order in which to tackle them. I'll give you a tip for what it's worth. Start with Metal Man first. If you can get through his level, the weapon that he gives you, this circular saw, is really powerful, can be aimed in any direction, and takes out otherwise tricky enemies with relative ease. In particular, it makes the Woodman stage a doddle, so do this next. Woodman will give you a circle shield of leaves, which I like to think of this game as Mega Man Jr. because of this. It's surprisingly not excruciatingly tough like a lot of them. I actually got through a couple of levels on this one. It still wasn't super enjoyable for me, but that's just me, and I can at least start to get a feeling for why people do like Mega Man. This must be what people with skill feel like. Thanks so much for watching this video. The Kickstarter for the book is now live. Check the link in the description for how you can back the project and be the first to get your hands on the Portable Power Encyclopedia, featuring more than 900 Game Boy game reviews and a whole wealth of useful information on the world's favorite handheld console. See you later on.